Happy New Year 2018.
19.
Right off the bat, there we go. Not even the first sentence out of my mouth. Thank you, Missy Jenn. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, January 1st, 2019. It's going to take me a while to get used to that. 2009.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
2019.
Missy Jenn's like, hey, Annette, how you doing, baby doll? Missy Jenn's going to be
Hello,
like,
Annette. Good morning.
Missy Jenn's going to be like, as Rosie moves into her declining years, I'm going to have to talk more and more. Happy New Year. Martial arts is life. Alabella, Happy New Year. Lucky. Happy New Year to
martial
you.
arts.
Martial arts is life. Missy Jenn likes the martial arts. Hope your New Year's is off to a great start. Black Cat Lover, nice to see you this morning and talk about a few things from last night. We'll let the room populate a little more here this morning before we get into it. But this is not going to be a New Year's resolution video. We still have to think about how to verbalize. Yeah, last night was wild. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes last night because as usual, I get a lot of feedback, positive and negative, tremendous amount of feedback because a lot of people are there. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So Alabella, I hope your New Year's is off to a good start. I did make raviolis yesterday. I think Missy Jenn and I will have them. I'm going to sneeze in a minute. Ooh. Missy Jenn, I made raviolis yesterday, and we will be having them probably for an late lunch or early dinner, and then we'll be out there trying to do a stream tonight for New Year's. Lord knows it's a little bit safer going out.
Happy New Year, Sean.
New Year's Day as opposed to New Year's Eve. Hey, Sean, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for coming on last night. I'm glad you're feeling better. As Sean would say, it was the usual Rosie shit show last night. And of course, you had a two-parter. Some people ask, why do you have two parts to your stream last night? Because, somebody got offended. I sent the link out. It was very tight. Somebody in a core group of people I sent that to got very offended, and they developed a fake Elvis account and send that account in to hit the panel. And hey, Francis.
Good morning, Francis. Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, my friend, for many years here on YouTube. So somebody got upset. They come on. And you might think to yourself, gee, how can they do that? How can people, and this is a real design flaw of YouTube Hangouts, and it's a thing that several of us have written to YouTube about. A couple things. Number one, the main thing is if you come onto a Hangout, there is a way that you can boot anybody off of that Hangout, including the host. And that's exactly what happened to me last night. We were well in there. We had something on the order of 260 people enjoying the Hangout. And then all of a sudden, a little thing comes up on the screen. You see a black screen in front of you. And that screen says, one of the participants removed you from this Hangout. Well, guess what? You removed the host of the Hangout, right? So what does that mean? I've got to scramble around, immediately go to my creator studio page on YouTube and immediately put the Hangout on private. So at that point, nothing can be done, and then if you don't show back up in 5 minutes, the Hangout automatically shuts down over there. So you've got to go into this protective mode to do that. But it speaks volumes about how upset some people get about a free exchange of information. And people, I specifically designed that first Hangout, yes, to celebrate New Year's, but really to talk about how we might make 2019 better in the community. So I guess somebody got the idea in their head that they don't want it better and wanted to just end it on that point. And once again, it takes the power out of the person that's hosting the hangout and puts it in their hands. But rather than be courageous enough to come forward and do it under their own name, they take time to create a fake account and then use that fake account as a straw man to come in and do the job, which is really, to me, I don't mind. I've had my own moderator. I've had Greg and other people boot me out of my own chat before. It happens. But I did not expect on New Year's Eve that it would occur, and you have to wonder about the motivation for something like that. That's not something I would ever. I've neither done that before, nor would I ever do that to somebody's hangout to do that. But when it comes to my hangout, some people feel like they have the prerogative to do things like that. So that's one big flaw. Hey, Mama, 3 boys, Happy New Year to you. That's one huge flaw in the system that needs to be addressed for hangouts. And I hope YouTube, a lot of us have written to YouTube about that. The host should have the ability to terminate his or her own hangout. And the host should be the only one, the solo one, with the ability to remove participants from a hangout, including himself or herself from the hangout. So that was really a slap last night on there. And, I got messages from some people, my friends, Janet, and they're not hanging around for a part 2. Okay, because they're offended that this type of activity occurs on Hangouts. That explains why. That explains why there's 2 parts to the Hangout that occurred last night. We also had Elvis drop by, and this should make Dave the Fisherman very happy. Elvis didn't get it on the panel last night. Why? As Dave the Fisherman always famously says, why? Because Elvis didn't choose to go through the green room where Carl has his own agenda, Carl the Cuck. And Carl is like an artist, and Carl has been doing some artwork down there in the gallery of the green room, hanging on the walls, and somebody, Elvis takes offense to that. I'm not all about snowflakes on my hangout. Okay? So when Elvis popped by, and Elvis, I'm not coming on the hangout unless Carl's removed from the green room, ain't never going to be happening. Okay? I don't cater to snowflakes on my channel. So you either do it my way or you hit the highway. And that's the bottom line. And I think, Missy Jenn, that's the way it has to be. The whole point of the first part of my discussion last night was, when you weigh the relative merits of importance on hangouts and in friendships in real life, do you toss those under the bus that have been with you, riding with you the longest, in favor of more short-termers? No, you don't. Because those people that have ridden with you the longest have demonstrated over years by their mostly positive behaviors, that they're good and decent people, and they don't take down, they don't engage in that type of thing. Hey, Metallic, nice to see you.
Happy New Year.
So therefore, good morning, Kit and Kat. Happy New Year to you. So therefore, Elvis didn't get on the panel. Okay? And I'm not going to sit there and beg Carl, blah, blah, because Carl's a friend of mine. Okay? And that's the way it is. And Carl's going to always be a friend of mine. Now, that doesn't mean that people always agree with the decisions that are being made. Happy New Year, Joey D. That doesn't mean that people always agree with the decisions I make. because I generally always invite, I always send out blanket invitation if Bergs or if Elvis wants to come on, because I try to treat every hangout as a self-contained event where there is no proceeding and there's no after. In other words, if you can come in that moment of time and be a decent person and not showboat and not offend people on the panel, then you're welcome to come into the hangout. And it's always been pretty successful to me. But we've had these deep fissures in the community, and it's made it a little more difficult. As you guys know, I pride myself in getting along and pretty much everybody in the community, Jen, as do you. There's nobody that we're really terribly on the outs. Like I said, with Dave and Becca coming west, I'm very open to meet anybody. But the realistic, the expectation to sit down and talk turkey, we have to be realistic. Even on a very high level, Camp David meetings and things like that, success doesn't always flow from that, because people have intransigent or positions that they cannot move from.
Happy New Year, we're Classy Redhead.
Hey, Classy Redhead. Some people refuse to go back in time. They refuse to even look at the prospect of trying to make things better. They've already made their judgments about the characters of people. And one thing that I will agree with is that people can never change their basic nature. Okay, and as much, Elvis has proved that with me and my engagements with Elvis over the years. As much as I try to move things forward, things don't move forward perceptibly too much, because Elvis is Elvis. And I'm not going to make this hangout about him, because it's not. But I'm just going to say the pursuit of happiness gives you the right to live your life within the bounds of social media here on YouTube. And that's your right. But it's also other people's right to critique that and open that to praise or to derision, and people slamming the choices that you make. Free choice. And I run an open hangout. Hey, Cassandra, nice to see you. Let me say hi to the side chat. Cassandra's life in all but crazy. Nice to see you, sweetie. Kevin Leonard, nice to see you. And we got the great Mark Handler.
Yeah, Mark.
Joey D says, I thought you kicked the plug out again. No. And I'm new to you. I've seen Elvis over time. What is the connection between the two? He talked about you. I'm probably the one that's, besides Drury and Mr. X, that's been there since day one with him, and still maintains a lot of hope for the future. Okay, that's the long-standing connection. I just don't throw people under the bus. But when it comes to hangouts, you have to understand that there is a protocol, and the protocol is that those who have been with you and have been your long-standing friends since you had 5 subscribers, 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, deserve the utmost in respect, and their opinions have to be weighed more carefully, okay? Because they've invested in you for years. And as Ellie has often said, Missy Jenn, this is our, usually it used to be Saturday nights, or this is our time with Rosie, and you're interfering with that now when this type of drama comes up. Francis says, I was up till 3 a.m. last night. Said Michelob and minestrone soup with brown rice for my main meal. Sounds pretty good. Hey, Eska, good morning to you.
Alabama says YouTube's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, YouTube's supposed to be fun,
correct.
and I'm really happy for the most part. My stuff is really fun.
Hi, buddy.
Missy Jenn stuff is fun. She never engages. It never steps out of the frame and does. I sit here on Hangouts with her where she offers opinions, and that's fine. But our basic nature,
hey, Masters.
I would say our basic nature is pretty positive. in the aspects of what we get up and feel every day and the things that
Well,
we enjoy
always
doing.
upbeat and positive. Anything, anything that we try to do here is about positivity, whether it's educating or entertaining. If it was gonna be about anything negative, I would rather just burn the camera, run it over with a car, and walk away from YouTube.
That's funny about don't you ever sleep. No, if I get my 3 or 4 a night, I'm all good to go. Hey, Bobby, Happy New Year to you. We're going to be having some
Happy New Year,
raviolis.
Jeremy. That's a nice fantasy.
We're going to have some raviolis early this afternoon if you want to come over, some homemade ones. Let's see. Eska says, am I the only one who thinks the speakers in the background look like Cookie Monster?
Happy New Year.
That's funny. You know, those speakers are JBL, James B. Lansing. Happy New Year, Blue Waffles. They're JBLs, James B. Lansing, 1962.
Happy New Year, Blue Waffles.
Really collect.
Did you see Bobby?
Yep, I did. I invited Bobby if he wants to come over in a few hours to have some ravioli. Otherwise, we're going to be out on another adventure tonight. So, you know, if you want to come over about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, or 2 o'clock, we're going to have an early. No problem. Let's see. How was your overall experience at Jimmy Swaggart Church? It was outstanding. Every person in that church made us feel tremendously welcome.
Yeah, it was a great experience, and if anybody ever ever goes to the area there on the weekend,
hey Kelly,
should really try and join one of the services. Just
you know, you see somebody like go ahead.
Just for the heck of it, even if you are, whether you're an atheist or a believer, doesn't matter. I mean, just for the experience itself, it's worth it.
It was definitely a wonderful experience. Hey, this girl's journey. And people,
Kelly.
People thought, some people thought I went into that. Jen and I had a specific goal of going to see the Jimmy Swaggart Ministries in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We had a specific goal of doing that. We picked a hotel and a location. We'd hung out with Richard and Clayton, who live in, really nice guys, who live in Baton Rouge. They had taken time to drive us out to plantations and all kinds of things. But we wanted to go off ourselves and go to see that, to have that experience. Hey, Oda May, good morning. And we went into that not to make a mockery, but because we wanted to have the experience of that immersion in that Pentecostal church, and to do the whole thing. So we went in with a very positive frame of mind. It's becoming a big video here on YouTube. But what you guys don't know is that over on the Rosie Murphy channel, which is a co-channel to this one, along with the Jen and Rosie Reality TV, we also did the pre-tour hangout. We had a live hangout from the Family Worship Center there in Baton Rouge, where I was taken around and given a bit of a tour and seen all the things in the lobby area and showed you guys a little bit. We did the warm up with the choir there. It gives a more rounded experience. Very few people know that initial hangout is over on the Rosie Murphy channel. So it made it great. Josh, I told my husband I was on your stream last night for the first time. He was like, "Oh wow."
We actually shook hands with
Did he book your psychiatric
Jimmy
appointment?
Swaggart after the service, and exchanged a few kind words. And
yeah, got a picture with Jimmy. So we went in there.
He asked our names and where we came from, and he thanked us for coming. And
stickers, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year stickers.
I said, Brother Swaggart, could I get a picture with you? And he said, come over here, honey, and stand next to me. There you go. He's a big boy, too.
Yeah. Hello, Sister
Hey,
Earth.
Sister Earth. And that's the kind of experience I want to bring, because I'm pretty fearless with a camera. And I like to go places, and I like to meet people, and I like to bring people face to face with the realities. The most interesting kind of comments that people left were that the TV show is so different than what you showed us inside of that family worship center. You know, you see a TV, you see cameramen, you see producers that get you very tight shots. And you would have the idea that those services are always packed. But because of the problems that Jimmy Swaggart went through with serial prostitution in the some years earlier, he'd lost and not regained a good measure of his following. So that church was probably 30% full.
They used to have the police department at the street and the parking lot direct traffic for hours when they had people come and go to service.
And the other thing that blew me away, and this really shocked me, that we were at that service, and standing right beside Jimmy for a good part of that was Frances Swaggart, Jimmy's wife. And the amazing thing about Frances Swaggart is she never walked away from Jimmy through all of that stuff that he went down. And I looked at those two very closely through the service. He was not the main celebrant of the service. His son, Donnie Jr. was
Donnie was running the
show. But Jimmy was there.
Hi, Jamie. Happy New Year.
Jimmy was there high styling and profiling. So I had a chance to observe him as he sat there. And of course, he's a renowned piano player. He's Jerry Lee Lewis's cousin. And he actually turned down a contract with Sun Records to be a recording artist to go into preaching. A lot of people don't know that. But I watched him sit next to his wife, holding her hand. And you could tell that they had reconnected again. And we're on good solid ground. It was pretty darn amazing. So we've covered that. We had somebody last night that didn't want to see the hangout continue. We had a big crowd. A lot of people like to have fun. I'm not much on. I could care. I mean, I enjoy the hangouts per se. I'm not like Elvis there every 5 minutes to tell you how many people are watching. But I will say a lot of people enjoyed last night, and somebody felt it was their duty to pull the plug, either because they didn't like the prospect of continuing talking about Dave the Fisherman, or they just didn't like the fun that people were having.
Happy New Year, Mama Bear.
It's not a question of what in Elvis has invested in me. It's the kind of, I've gotten amusement over the years, and have seen some of the fun antics, and have had some of the good times with Elvis. And he has bought us meals before.
Yeah, we had some good times.
Oh, Donnie's coming to Belfast. Okay. Awesome. Hooker. I have no idea.
Awesome Hooker.
Did she just curse me?
Wir lieben dich. Denn wir sind immer für dich da. Wir lieben dich.
Poor Hooker walked into that shitstorm.
Awesome Hooker is awesome. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the bottom line. We love you. Alles Liebe, baby. Mwah.
I fucking love Hooker.
Awesome Hooker. Yeah.
She's going to be my go-to gal, I think, in case something happens in my life or whatever. Hey, Elvis didn't shut me down last night, Blue Waffles. There was a fake Elvis account that came into the green room. No subscribers, just created. Just for the purpose of taking down, down a hangout. There's no way that Elvis would ever take down a hangout of mine. Okay, now, yeah, you can't stay angry for long. I mean, there's other things. There's other people in life that do much more serious harm here, besides being a galoot and, a generally distasteful person. Yeah, hey, yeah, man. So, Hooker, I was glad you came on last night. Let's talk about Kaptain Kratom now. Let's move on to our third little topic, which was Jeff T. Rowe. I got a lot of blowback today on Jeff. Okay, a lot of it was exceedingly positive from people. There are a few negatives. I'll just say this about Jeff T. Rowe's been a friend of mine for years, and Missy Jenn. We've had our ups and downs. I've sent Jeff a vintage Sansui stereo receiver. He lit it on fire in his backyard. I mean, it's typical Boyd shit that we've been through, okay? We cranked up the Mrs. Miller. We fired up his card art hat that he sent me and put that up in flames. But, you know, Jeff is a very complicated person. Jeff is a big family person. And Jeff's wife had come down with cancer this year. And I told Jeff last night, you know what I really admired about you, Jeff, is that you stepped away for so much of the year and you took care of your family duty.
I have the utmost respect for doing that.
Yeah, I mean, that to me is the pinnacle of being a stand-up person.
Absolutely.
So when Jeff's world starts to normalize and turn right side up again, to me it was an honor to have Jeff on the Hangout last night, and I didn't care how blasted Jeff was on the Hangout because he earned the right to come on there and goof around, drink,
Happy New Year,
celebrate New Year's Eve. Yeah, no problem, Blue. No problem. Happy New Year, Tree.
It's always great when somebody can be there in need for their family and their loved ones.
And he's demonstrated.
And he's done that. He's demonstrated picture perfect that, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful. So
yeah, he's under a lot of stress. And I agree,
Yeah,
Kit and Kat. I agree, Kit and Kat. There are positive aspects to Dave too. And I'm not one to ever chuck people under the bus. Yeah, I want to have my hangouts the way I want them, and I don't want lightning rods for controversy.
Morning, Lori. Happy New Year.
Hey, Lori. And if a lot of people on the hangout say, I'm not comfortable with this particular person on the hangout, and they've said that about Elvis. Elvis didn't get on last night because he wanted things his way. I don't do that. I do things the panel way. So take note, Dave, today about who didn't get on the hangout last night. You know why? Because he wanted me to boot Carl and remove Carl from the hangout.
Kicking it.
And it'll be a cold day and you know where before I would ever do that to Carl. So Happy New Year, kicking a bag of dicks for you. Yes, you got to cut loose. Sister Earth said, you got to let loose sometimes, and why not with friends? Exactly. So I was very happy that Jeff was off the hook last night, and typical Jeff zaniness that we love about that. Everybody needs to blow off steam once in a while, or you go crazy. Yeah, an entire group of people have deleted their accounts. Yeah, probably so, Awesome Hooker. You do too. I guess I would say that Awesome Hooker's hangouts are the polar opposite of mine. In other words, she has strength of a persona to run a very, everybody gets their say and it's very calm. And I'll probably never be that way, but it's kind of nice that people can go different places and have different hangout experiences. If you want to have a hangout,
YouTube, yeah.
If you want to have a hangout where you can actually hear what somebody's saying, you can go to Hooker's Hangouts, Nicole's, and then there's the shit show spectrum of mine. Or if you want to see a YouTube celebrity sit up there and bloviate about how much better he is than each and every one of you, you can go to Elvis's Hangouts. You're not boring. Oh, no, Hooker, you're anything but boring. I beg to differ. Hey, Fruitcake, nice to see you. Jordan Blue. Yeah, Happy New Year to you. Yes, I guess I'll have to go into the workshop and light some candles for Gerald's return again. Do a little video. Happy New Year, Joe King. You were
Happy New Year,
MIA
Joe
last
King.
night. I guess you were getting laid with some of your girlfriends down there at the old, around the old army base, huh? Shit, Joe King, the king of trolls. Joe King. See, even Joe King takes a night off once in a while. Yeah. Do the Elvis. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is your honor and pleasure to be in the presence of the Syrian greatness. Tonight, I want to cover off a topic of concern to me, and it should be to you. Every night, I come on here with the greatest of content. I am the show. Did the taxes come in? No. So let me tell you from tonight on, if you're not paying your taxes, woo! You're out the door, brother. I don't think so, Joe King. You know, I don't think the community can exist without Elvis.
What are you all gonna be talking about if he's not there?
I mean, there's just, you know, I mean, that's the bottom line. And as much as Kitten Kat says, well, Rosie's made Berg's a Elvis protege in training. Hey, UFO. That's what I'm saying, Ella Bella, you scared the shit out of me, right?
Hey, Don.
That's what Jen and I are eating dinner in there one night, and all of a sudden Elvis is talking real low. And you think it doesn't hurt my feelings? Well, let me tell you, and all that. I'm like blowing backwards in my chair, and it's funny. I mean, people think, you know, Kitten Kat swears. You know, it's Berg's is Elvis in training and all that stuff. Oh, thank you, Junior Badass. That's very sweet of you. Yeah,
Hi, Ursa. Happy New Year.
Ursa, Happy New Year. That's what makes it so great, Joe King, is that your love for Elvis is forever.
That's right, and nobody could ever replace him.
Makes it so watchable. But this isn't about Elvis today.
That's right.
But I just wanted to just mention that he did want to come on, and there's no way I ever mold my hangout or remove somebody so that somebody else can come on, especially when I saw him on another panel with a wrenches in his hand and under continuous attack for 2 hours, and then to be such a snowflake to come over to my channel on my hangout and tell me what to do. Well, brother, you got another thing coming. And that's the way that went down. You know, I don't really know, Sean. Let's think about this. Sean DeBris had his elbow coming to California. As I've said before, I welcome anybody, as does Missy Jenn, to the Rancho.
That's here. Right.
There's no person I'm in fear of.
Hey,
here.
TR Prepper.
TR Prepper. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
To you and your lovey. What's her name? Sonia?
Yeah, Sonia.
Sonia. Yeah. I'm really bad with names.
Yeah, Sonia. Well, just think the beautiful Swedish Norwegian princess.
I just know that you're both awesome. So yeah. Happy New Year to you both.
So we're very open. It's like when, you know, it's like I told Dave, I don't care if Dave, if you're 7 feet 6 inches tall, if you want to go at it, we'll go at it. I might be beaten down into the ground, but with my last breath of life, I will reach my hand up and give you the finger before the final stomp, because that's the kind of person, I don't back down from anybody. On the other hand, that's not my nature. My nature is to welcome people here. Now, if I'm in Florida right now, Sean, let's put 2 and 2 together. Let's do the math here. Let's do the math. I'm in Florida, Missy Jenn. You and I are in Florida, enjoying Clearwater, Largo, and environs. Do I want to head west in January of 2019, do I want to head west in the worst months of winter, cross Texas, get over to Arizona, get over to New Mexico, and then have the daunting task of crossing the Sierras in
It just
in an
depends
old
on the
rig?
desperation.
Well, number one, you're coming into the rainy
Happy
season.
New Year,
Right?
Rebecca.
You're coming into the rainy season. You are coming up, starting Monday, Tuesday, all next week. Why would you give that up 50 degrees and 50-degree highs and 40-degree lows with rain? Why would you ever leave Florida? Doesn't make sense, right? So the motivation currently is not there, or else if you did, it would be, yeah, go on 50 or whatever. So
I could hang out with the Rosie girl and Missy Jenn every day.
well, I mean, there's not that much going on because the reality is I'm going to be going on the road myself. I mean, I've already hashed this out with Missy Jenn. She feels confident to keep a reign on the Rancho here. We'll have taken by that time extraordinary safety measures. We're getting a fully integrated security system set up here with cameras. And I'll just say this once: we're armed to the teeth here, and we're well trained in how to use it. So I'm just saying I don't have a lot of fear about Jen. So when I hit the road, I have really a different agenda than existing. I have an agenda to go to places like Santa Fe and to go places like Oakland and back to Vegas and places like that, and engage people and bring you guys fun, interactive video, yeah, with a slight bit of risk element to it, because that's what I enjoy doing. Yeah, Missy Jenn will be locked unless she's very capable of taking care of herself. So, when we had that talk about we did a video, we don't have to share the same dream.
That's correct.
Missy Jenn's like, I'm not an RVer, so don't expect me to ever embrace that life. I got to switch gears at that point. Do I tell Missy Jenn, hey, you're going to come along whether you like it or not? Hell no. Her pursuit of happiness is she wants to be here with Georgie and the gang and taking care of this is the thing that she loves. You might say being a homebody, but it's what she enjoys, her own world here. And I've got to do everything I can to make sure that she's safe here. Now, whether Elvis integrates into that world, I don't know.
Happy New Year. Nice to see you.
I enjoyed Rory's company. I enjoy Mr. X. I enjoy Mr. Z. I've enjoyed hanging out with Mr. Y. And people have said to me, why in the hell do all these people have letters? And what's going to happen after Mr. Z? Well, I guess we'll be at Mr. A, won't we, like hurricanes? But I addressed that in part one of the mail call that's coming out for December of last year. Oh, you got an RV? That's great. I'm looking for a Class B now, but I'm not going to buy a shit wagon. Well, I probably will buy a shit wagon because that's in the budget, but I'm just saying it'll be nice. It'll be dependable. And it'll be a good thing. So I'm going to just go grab a refill on the coffee. I'll be right back. I'll let Missy Jenn regale you with tales of the lady in red. Here.
The lady in red.
You tell them what you want your life to be, Jen. Here on Rancho.
Well, I will just wish everybody the best, even Elvis. I wish him all the best because everybody deserves the best wishes, well wishes. Thank you, UFO. Well, thank you so much, Yaron. I thought it's the first day of the year. Let's get dolled up a little bit in my red dress and I'm trying to start off 2019 with on a really positive note because I want 2019 to be a positive year. And it begins with, and I have already started that last year, by wishing everybody the best and trying to send out positive vibes to everybody, because I know that karma can be a bitch in life. And so I'm just trying to be positive now. And yeah, so 2019, I am looking forward to well, Rosie's gonna get her surgery, so we gotta get that done this month, and I'm gonna have my little surgery done, and then in February I'm gonna see my doctor again, and we'll then schedule the next infusion, so that all will be coming all quick. And then just get a nice spring. Thank you, Bella. And then just take it step by step.
Kitten cat. I don't know what exactly. I don't know. Someday I'd like to explore the magical relationship between kitten cat and Drury. But I will say, and I'm going to go back in time a little bit. And thank you, Jen. And I'll also say that Jen plans on starting her own hangouts too, maybe once a week or so from the Rancho.
Well, at least twice a week, because
her own coffee time. And
I might even switch up. It's only $30 more, so I can do the tutors on the phone. It's only $30 more, and I might then just take you out on a toot to the mall or to the store, and you can see me gestalten to the store, shopping or whatever.
Blue Waffle says, Rosie, why not get a newer ProMaster 2500 and build it out? Well, one reason is I can't afford it, Blue, right now. So, you know, I'm going to probably be flying with junk. Diane, it was great to see you last night. Yeah, it was awesome to have you on. So happy. The fools. Yeah, you were great. You were wonderful. I was really honored that you came on. You see, Joe King at Schoolie's a ton of work. I mean, if you followed Chris and G Travels and the raising as I do for the last year, and the raising of the roof of this
1.5 years of work, and then he had the refrigerator slide out, and brand new refrigerator slide out, and
yeah, I mean
get all banged up, and
you know, basically at the end of it all, you put $10,000 into a school bus. And if Chris Travels has one catastrophic failure with that diesel engine, he's going to have a very difficult time affording to repair that. Oh, you're going to use that Elvis yell as a ringtone. So Missy Jenn is going to be doing her own hangouts. So you'll have balance of what's going on in the Rancho and what's going on with me. Traveling. I do want to take Missy Jenn to Florida with Georgie and be able to set up for a month or two there. The thing with 2019 is the RV reboot. Missy Jenn has the ability to travel, but she cannot do sustained travel on a daily basis. In other words, she could do a 5-day fun journey to Florida, be there for a month or 6 weeks, and then come back over 5. That's fine. But to pack up every day and go, I mean, it was a great trip we went on. It was a great trip, but it's
a one-time experience.
A one-time experience. Well, you have a handyman on call for Jen. It's interesting. We do have some help here. That I have tremendous friends mainly Mexican friends that would drop everything to come over. You have your alarm clock set, so it's and I would be back here in a heartbeat, Joe King, if I was needed here on this place. Yeah, the reboot. You like the ring system for home security. Oh, we're gonna have a integrated. I was at Maxine's last March in Colorado Springs, and if Maxine, if you're out there, Happy New Year to you. She's been awful busy. She had the whole integrated security cameras and everything. You know, but as far as Drury and Mr. X are concerned, these are people that Drury's been nothing but kind to Missy Jenn and I with his time, his traveling, his shuttling us around and buying us meal. As I said before, Elvis has bought us meals before too, so it hasn't been entirely, you know. Glitch, I thought you were closing out your account. Happy New Year. Hey, hippie peace. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, hippie. All I know is if you meet somebody in person, then you have the right to judge somebody. And we've met most of these people in person. They were all kind and nice.
I know closing out accounts was so last year. I know, Joe King. Joe King, are you going to pare down some of your 500 Joe King accounts for 2000? It's like Joe King. It's like, you know, Elvis, you're never going to get rid of me. It's so funny. These guys. Well, I've said that about the hangouts last night. And I'll just wrap up the talk about the hangout part by just saying, as much as people say that they don't like to watch a shit show and stuff like that, people like to see a, you know, they do like to see people having fun, and it gets zany and crazy. I mean, we had Joe Romano.
Happy New Year, Candace.
JoJo on last night. Hadn't had Joe. We had Bunny. I had Bunny Cha Cha on. Good morning, Cassidy. Happy New Year to you. Good morning. Happy New Year, Push. I was very appreciative of that. There's my Candace. How you doing, baby doll? Happy New Year to you and Kip. So Nicole's like, I closed my account, few back, then slammed everyone the 500 vids box. And yeah, there was quite some few things in that feed too, Nicole. Good thing I downloaded some of that stuff. Yeah, no shush. That's what happened to me when my account came back in August, my channel. All of a sudden the feed was just blasted with crazy private videos and all that. We love you too. Kit Kat says, thanks to Dave for making Elbow's new site. I guess there's, I don't know, some of those pictures and things like that. I guess there's a feel-good factor for doing that. I don't know. I just don't know what the...
Hey, Pam and Ricky.
What's going to change.
Happy New Year to the
Hey, Happy New Year.
Love
I think that's probably Ricky. I think Ricky's on the home front running the show there. Happy New Year, Ricky.
Happy New Year, Ricky.
No, Sean is around. Sean is around. Yeah, Kit and Kat, I'm just going to ask you if you don't mind not to post that stuff in here. All right. I think most everybody knows the pictures and all that. I'd like. Oh, it's Pam. Hey, Pam. Happy New Year to you. I would like to just, you know, try to move past that now. I mean, Elvis comes on last night. He's slammed by the green room with all those pictures. Hey, RB Radio.
RB Radio now. Happy New Year.
But like I said, I'm not going to throw Carl under the bus. Carl's been too good of a friend of mine. Oh, yeah. I don't know, Kit and Kat. It's just... Oh, you're on the road again. You're going back to Georgia. Well, I hope you have very safe travels. I really do. Believe it or not, January 1st, I have to get the lawnmower out and cut the grass and stuff here.
Yeah, it's almost a foot tall out there. Every time I walk out there to do something out in back, it's like a foot tall.
So I am going to go ahead and close down now. I got some got to get changed up and do some work outside. We're going to try to take down the get down the rest of the lights. Missy Jenn did a great job of packing up our trees going, as you can see.
I cut that up into bits and pieces and discarded it, disposed it into the trash can, recycling.
And we're going to go ahead and do some more cleanup here.
And the scenery is gone too.
And like I said, I don't know what Dave and Becca's ETA is. It's fine. You know, they will communicate to me if they choose to come by. You know, it's the kind of thing I'm not going to be there recording anybody. It's not my nature unless they want to be. And that'll be fine. That'll be on Dave and Becca. I don't, you know, it's not my
Happy New Year, Mark.
place to
Be
put
safe
people
at
on
work.
cam. Happy New Year, Mark. So we'll see what happens when they come on that. In the meantime, we'll see you guys this afternoon. We'll probably be out on a late afternoon evening adventure here.
That's right. We got a mission.
No problem. No problem, Nicole. Yeah, I know it'll be a friendly visit. I have no fear at all. You know, I'm not thinking any problem at all. Hey, Tom, nice to see you.
You cannot resist.
I'm not expecting any problem. We'll have an exchange,
You
and
cannot resist.
we may not resolve anything, but at least we'll hear what each other has to say.
We will send you a notification. Ding, 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 ding.
That's it. So anyway, love you too. We'll see you guys around, and thank you. Blue Waffle, same to you, and Pam, safe travels to you. Give Ricky a big hug, and Kit and Kat and everybody else. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
To each and every one of you, hugs, love, and kisses.
Urso.
Mwah.